How many of you, by show of hands, think at least one of them should drop out? Raise your hands. Okay, here we go. I'm going to count down, and I want you to tell the American people which candidate should be gone after tonight. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Bush!
Christie.
Well, one thing is absolutely clear. Frank Lentz's focus group believes someone needs to drop out of this White House race. Who should it be? That's a little less clear. Dana Perino is co-host of The Five, former White House press secretary under President George W. Bush, and author of the book. And the good news is, great to see you.
Yes, I just got back from Charleston.
I know. You've been on a whirlwind tour.
Yeah, it was great to be there. Really interesting.
It's always electrifying when you're actually in the debate hall.
It's different. You're right. And, you know, you've been there. I haven't had a chance to be there this year, so I did like to get a feel for the crowd.
So, obviously, Trump did very well. Cruz did very well.
Yep.
But the question is, now that we seem to have the lanes defined, Trump and Cruz finally battling it out for lane of the conservative, the true conservative, or I don't know whether Trump's a true conservative in you know, most people's view, but, you know, sort of that alternate lane versus Rubio and Christie for mainstream, right? What should the American electorate be thinking about when it comes to electability?
Well, I think that one of the things that's missing from the discussions about the debate is which one of those candidates from Rubio, Christie, Jeb, Kasich, Carson, which one of those was able to actually meet the goal that they had set out for. And I'd say that one was Rubio, because he set himself aside. So now that if you were to say who are the top three, you're taking 3 dresses into the dressing room to try on. You're like 1, 2, and 3. I would say it's Trump, Cruz, and Rubio at this point.
Does one of these make us look fat?
See, that's the question. And the 3-way mirror is like, that's when you put it on for the 3-way mirror. And I always have to have everything hemmed.
Do you think Rubio's got that lane secured? It's not Rubio versus Christie? Because some of the headlines today are it's a 3-man race, some are it's a 4-man race.
I think that Christie could surprise and do very well in New Hampshire. Can he go beyond that? I don't know. They have planned for it. They've hired some people. But to your original question of how do they do with different groups leading up to it, because one of the most important groups we've talked about on your show is women. And single women will make up 25% of the electorate in 2016.
The general electorate.
In the general electorate. So why is that important? Because President Obama won women by 10 percentage points, 55 to 44% in the general election. So if you look at somebody like Trump and Cruz, they don't do that well with women. They have some room to grow, I would say. Rubio does a little bit better with women, and that's an important one for him. Another one to look at, though, is, of course, Hispanics. And if you look at the matchups with Clinton on Hispanics, across the board, they're pretty good. And here's just a couple of the numbers for people to keep in mind.
What do you mean they're pretty good?
Well, for Clinton, they are good.
Okay.
They are good in terms of Latinos for Clinton versus Trump, 69% to 27%. I mean, that's a huge, stark difference.
But isn't that about the same as it wound up being for Romney?
It's actually even a little bit better for Clinton than it was even for Obama when it comes to Romney, because President George W. Bush won 44% of Hispanics in 2004.
Is that even possible?
Romney
for a
won 27%. It might not be possible, but if they don't try, they're not going to even be close to winning a general election because of demographic changes. It was estimated that Romney needed to win at least 35% of the Hispanic vote to even hope to win general election.
But what about,
so
some people say, all right, so Trump, he doesn't do very well with women in the general electorate. He doesn't do very well with Hispanics in the general electorate. None of the Republicans do very well with African Americans in the general electorate.
Nope, they got room to run there.
But Trump's defenders say he's going to peel off some Democrats, unlike these other candidates. That, you know, he's such a populist on certain issues, especially economic issues, that he's going to pull off more Democrats than the other guys would.
And that is possibly true. I met a woman last night in the hall who said, do you want to talk to a former Democrat who became a Republican and came here tonight because I'm supporting Trump? I said, sure, so let's have a chat. There might be enough new voters. That's one of the ways that Obama beat Clinton. He brought new voters to the table. If Trump can bring that many new voters, he could have a shot.
Fascinating. 17 days to go until the first caucuses in the country in Iowa, and we'll be there. Dana, great to see you.
Thanks.